What's up guys, and welcome to a new summit guide in the crew Motorfest, and with that the final battle summit is the final summit in this season before we get a new update next week. I'm sorry for my cracky voice, but I have to deal with it since a few months and I'm looking forward for surgery in 2 weeks to get rid of it. But for now I have to deal with it, so you have to deal with it. Okay, rewards in this summit are for bronze 5,000 spare parts, for silver 1 tuning part from for Street Tier 2, so nothing special. For gold we get the Aston Martin Vanquish, so again nothing really special, you can buy it in-game for bucks. For platinum you get the Hunt Underglow. I don't know if you need it, the crew 2 players maybe don't, the crew Motorfest only players will maybe need it. But I think it's still nothing too special for a final summit. Okay, in the summit itself we get rewards for 3 plate events. It's 50k XP. For 6 plate events you get a tuning part for a racing car, again 1 golden tuning part, so nothing too good. And for 9 plate events you get again 50k XP, so a whole level with that, and 100k extra points for the summit itself. So play all 9 events, and I wish you best of luck with the summit and have fun with that video. Okay, as ever, I'm gonna start at the top of the summit. So with the first race we got Street Tier 2 Europe. We take the Ferrari F40. Well, I took it. You may not, because I saw in the rankings that the Porsche Taycan is maybe a few seconds better, so just try it out. I guess it's because it's an electric car and you have better acceleration with less top speed, but you don't really need top speed in the first two races, so maybe the Porsche is in general better for that. But to come to the first race, it's not the car but about the race. We just need one rule, or maybe 2, for this race. The first is the gutters again. So you're trying to get inside of the corner, 2 wheels off-road, to get hooked through the corner. You will be able to be much stable. The funny thing is, you can see I didn't even use it myself at the beginning. I tried it, but I didn't get into the gutter. At 22% you use a little cut into the checkpoint, then respawn. For that respawn you need to turn off the rewind setting in the difficulty settings. And I don't know again the word for that. It's the setting for just pressing a button once instead of holding it. I think in the accessibility settings. I don't know if that's the right word, but I guess yeah. And after that, at 33%, you can see the first time me guttering a little bit. I'm trying it the whole race, but I'm just really not good at it. I know I have to use it, but I don't get it right. You can see me trying to get inside of every corner into the apex. We just want to get off-road with 2 wheels. You will see and feel how your car gets hooked through the corner. You will notice that. Okay, next point, at 62% we get left side off-road, jump into the next checkpoint, go straight through again off-road until we hit the road on slightly before the left corner. It's just a good, I think, 2 to 3 seconds faster than taking the corner normally. Well, the really good pro drivers will do it normally without that jump, will be faster, yeah, but for the casual driver I think the jump will be better, will be faster. Yeah, but try it yourself. I used it, I think about 3 to 4 seconds better than in the summit preparation. Okay. Next event, second, is again for me the Ferrari F40. You don't have to use it, try the Taycan. That's the race where the people are started to use it. Okay, the race itself, it has nothing really special to tell you. Again, I think the reason for the Taycan to be faster here is just the faster acceleration with less top speed, but you don't need the top speed in the first 2 events, as I said, so try the Porsche Taycan. Okay. How to drive this race. I know this race is a whole mess. It's I wanted to puke too when I drive it first. But there's one rule for every race and ever that's applying here too, and it's the key for that. What helps are the braking guidelines. You can turn them on or off in the difficulty settings too. Just for braking, use them as an indicator when to brake. It's helpful, not 100%, but it's helpful just as an indicator. And the second thing you need for that race is how to drive a curve or a turn or whatever the perfect word for that is I will use curve. The right way is, as I said last video, but I will say that in nearly every video because it's 90% of every summit. Drive it ongoing to the curve from, let's say you have a left turn, from the right wall, I would say right wall, to the apex. You get inside the corner on the left inside at the apex, and then your speed will drive you throughout getting back to the right wall. Okay, you want to go from the outside before the corner to the inside of the corner at the apex, and then again to the outside of the corner. That's the whole thing for 90% of all racing games. Okay, next race, and it's I fucked this up. I fucked this up really hard. You may see I have used a Nitro Chemist set on Iron Grip and Pure and Extra Pump. You don't need Iron Grip here. I didn't realize that. I don't know. When the summit starts here, it's 5 AM in the morning. I was just, well, way too tired and didn't even notice I don't need Iron Grip here. So just use a Nitro Chemist set on Pure and Extra Pump. It will be more than enough. Okay, and again, in this race, it's all about driving the curves, the turns right. Okay, so from the outside to the inside on the apex and again to the outside. Well, there are a few special points. After the tunnel at 35%, you take the brake at the end of the tunnel, so you get into the next curve good with speed. Don't be too fast there. And one big special thing for that race is take the slipstream. So get a second driver with you, and for all these straight lines we have in that race, you need slipstream. Well, you don't need it. There will be pro drivers doing it without slipstream, beating me, beating every one of you. That's the same. Okay, that's normal. But for the average player, slipstream will be absolutely key to be fast in here. If you don't have slipstream, then try to have a good nitro management. So you drive the whole race 1 or 2 times and just notice where are the straight lines, the long straight lines, where you can give full gas and be on top speed, and that's where you need your nitro. Okay, and for noticing it, maybe you don't know it already, the nitro power is higher when your nitro is full. Okay, so if you have 100% of your nitro full, the first 10% will be stronger than if you press from 50% to 40%. That's, I don't know why, but it is what it is. So maybe you need that. Try to have full nitro when you're coming to a great straight line. Okay, next race with the Murcielago again. We used the set we should have used at the CCGT race already. So the Nitro Chemist with Pure and Extra Pump. And then in this race, the first corner you can cut very good on the inside, but be careful with that tree. Okay, the tree has a, I don't know how the word is, on the bottom of the tree, where you can hit. So be careful with that tree, but go on the inside in that curve. The next curves are pretty easy, just a little bit cutting through, or as I mentioned again, driving curves right. So from the outside to the inside, again to the outside, again and again and again. In every race, in every corner, it's always the same. But there are special points in this race you might want to notice. At around 40 seconds it starts, we get to a very special curve. I don't know if I did it right with that race, with that racing car. We can cut through at 47 seconds, you see it, through the off-road. But I think with the Racing Murcielago you might be better by just staying on the road. Then you have the S corners at around 57 seconds. You can just cut through. Spares a lot of time. And then we have a power drift at 1 minute and 4 seconds roundabout, where you just take the power drift to get inside the curve, around the corner and close to the checkpoint. Then take again a respawn, so we'll be back on the road and can go on with full speed. Okay, my voice is gonna die today. Next race is Kiss Me Combi. We take the Lamborghini Huracan, not the Porsche Taycan, not the Ferrari F40, because we need the top speed of the Huracan here. Again, if you can, just use Slipstream, will make things a lot more easier. We are lucky because the start of the events, the NPCs are just Supra, so pretty slow, and we can take over without any problems in the first corner. If you have problems overtaking them, turn down the AI difficulty, because that will make the AI slower so you can overtake in the first corner. If you want to try it, it will not be helpful here, but you could try the AI on 5 to take slipstream from the AI, but that won't work on that event because the super is pretty slow. Okay, again, here, like in the CCGT event, you look for these long straight lines and just go with full nitro power. I don't know, about 35% I guess it was. Maybe you have seen it in the video. I had full nitro, so as the straight line starts after the curve, I could go up to 390 kilometers per hour and just hold it by pushing all 5 seconds a little nitro boost after it. And then again you load up your nitro, because at I guess 75% it was, you get again to a straight line. Take the corner at 85%, far more on the inside, brake even more than I did, because I was nearly going out in off-road, and that's not what it should look like. After that, at 90%, you take and cut off-road into the next checkpoint, just jump through it, have a little bit of luck through the trees, and then respawn again. So you get into the finish line at least below 150, I guess. But that is, yeah, however you can do it, as fast as possible, as ever, in every race. Okay, next event is the Spiker event. I don't really like that car. We have settings for that and they work out, but I don't really like the car. It's still a little bit slippy. Not that much, but it is. Okay, on that event we will use the power drift mainly as specials. We have, as always, standard curve management. We can see the second part of the first left turn is pretty thin, so you may have to be a little bit slower there to don't press into that wall like I did. The right corner at 20 seconds too is just very thin, so be careful with that. And the first points where you're gonna want to be pretty, yeah, let's say careful, is after the jump. Okay, we have now at 40 seconds roundabout, we have a little cut on the inside where you can use that. There you want to have full nitro power, because there starts the strong straight line, long straight line, and then you go full gas and want to use a little bit of nitro maybe in the jump, because air nitro is pretty much very strong in Motorfest. And then we use the power drift for the next corner after the jump. Okay, so nitro, handbrake, and turn in at the same time, so your ass goes yeet. And use that to get into the corner. You might have to practice this a little bit, but it's pretty easy. At 1 minute and 10 seconds, you might have seen you could have taken the checkpoint from the outside. It would give you a far better entry for the next right curve, okay? I didn't use that here, I forgot it a little bit, but you could use that. For the power drift at 1 minute 25, you don't have to use it. I tried it and it works. Didn't make it that good here, but you could drive normally there too. You could do all corners in normal driving just by braking. It works, but sometimes it's easier to take a power drift. Just try it, learn it, and practice it a little bit. Okay, now we come to the radar. Pretty easy when you know how to do it. We'll take the Proto Hub 1 with Nitro Chemist set on Frenetic and Pure. We're gonna drive to the back. And yeah, now it's gonna be a little bit hard to explain why I'm doing that. You can rewind here, because even if you turn the setting for rewind down, it's just for races. So in these feast you can still use rewind. And what I'm doing here is I'm driving into these fences and crashing all of them. So I want to clear the road for the actual try. After that, after I have my path cleared, I go back and try to give nitro at the right time to get through it. And every time I notice my car loses grip and I'm slipping away, I just rewind to the point where my nitro is full and do it again until I get the try. The try where I see, okay, I can go through, I'm at 550 short before the radar, and then I just go through. If you see you're slipping away in any way, just rewind, because if you once hit the radar system, you have to restart and then the fence will be back. Not very good for you. Okay, next is the Slalom Feast, and we will use a plane for that. You don't have to. The only thing you really need is a point breaker set and skilled perk. If you have that, you can use any car, any plane, any whatever you want, it works. Just use the different direction and try to go through without hitting the traffic, or when you're going with plane, without hitting the trees. When you're going with plane, you need a second perk on that plane. It will be extreme, because you want to fly in the extreme mode. On PlayStation it's by square, I don't know what it's on PC or Xbox, but should be easy to find out, because if you use that you will be able to turn in much faster. Okay, but as I said, you can do that with Alpha Grand Prix Racing or whatever you have a point breaker set. Last event, the escape. I'm doing it with the Bugatti Centurieci, and what you need here is your legendary points need to be on rocket, because you want to have that air nitro power, or you're gonna need it. At around 1 kilometer, I'm driving straight left off through a lantern, I don't know, that's my key point where I look for, and then I drive through it and jump out with full air nitro. So you have full nitro short before the jump with the full nitro power, and with that rocket perk you will be able to hit on the highway. If you get into the wall on the highway, so you think, I crashed, okay, restart, don't restart. Just go on, try it, you can make it. You will have to jump on that road more than often enough, because you will hit the traffic. And for that too, if you hit the traffic, don't restart directly, don't quit, try to rewind it, because if you hit the traffic and directly rewind it, you get your speed back. Okay, then if you get to around 6,000 meters, you can jump left off the highway on the road, go to the end of the road, and when there's the sharp right corner on the road, you can go on the water with the powerboat, but all that is not really needed. If you get to the point where the highway ends, that's already 156,000 points, so just take that, will be more than enough for a great Platinum Summit. And that's it, that's all we have for this week. I hope it was a little bit better than last week from my speaking, but I think so. I think I did a little bit better. I improved a bit. And if you have any tips, comments, thoughts about the English Summit guides, just let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share the video in the English community, because we have to reach out a little bit more of the English community for these videos to make sense. Okay, have a great week. I hope this video helped, and see you soon.